In this video, the Spain Digital Nomad Visa. If you're dreaming of living in Spain while working remotely, then stay tuned because today we're diving into everything you need to know about the Spain Digital Nomad Visa. From eligibility requirements to benefits, application steps, and a few insider tips, we've got you covered. So first off, what is the Spain Digital Nomad Visa? The Digital Nomad Visa in Spain is actually officially known as the International Teleworking Visa, believe it or not, and it's designed for non-EU citizens who work remotely for foreign companies or run their own location-independent businesses. It allows you to legally live and work in Spain for up to 1 year with the option to extend. There were a couple key words in there, but non-EU citizens was an important one, okay? So this is for people who do not have European Union passports, right? So Canadians, Americans, Australians, and so forth. This visa is for you. Let's talk about eligibility requirements. Who qualifies? Number one, remote workers. You must work remote for a non-Spanish company or have clients primarily outside of Spain. At least 80% of your income should come from foreign sources, okay? Two, you need to be self-employed or a freelancer, and you can apply if you own a business that serves international clients, and kind of the same threshold applies, where the clients and the income needs to be primarily foreign sourced. And you need to be able to prove that as well. Three is stable income. You need to show proof of sufficient income. This is typically set at 200% of Spain's minimum wage, which is currently around 2,334 euros per month, or approximately 28,000 euros annually. Okay, so you need to have double that. So you're going to have to show $4,600 per month of income, okay, or euros rather. Number four is work authorization. If you are an employee, your employer must confirm that you can work remotely. Now, I know a lot of you guys, it's going to be tough to get your employer to sign off on something like that. And for those situations, we do have solutions, okay? And by the way, you can book a call with My Latin Life. There will be a link in the description. We do all different Spain visas, the golden visa, the non-lucrative visa, the digital nomad visa. We do Portugal. We do every country in Latin America. So that's what we do. We basically have solutions for everything. So if any of the requirements we're talking about, you know, you see it seems kind of borderline or you're not sure what to do, just book a call with us and we'll get you straightened out, okay? By the way, there will also be a background check, so you'll need a clean criminal record check from your home country. You'll also need private health insurance that covers Spain. So we can recommend some health insurance options for you. We can also help you get the background check and get that apostilled, in other words, authenticated. Cool. Let's move on to how to apply and break down the application process. So number one, choose where to apply. You can apply from either your home country through the Spanish consulate or while in Spain if you're already there legally, including on a tourist visa. And the strategy is a little bit different depending on if you'd rather do it in Spain or in your home country. Both can work. There's pros and cons of each. Again, book a call with us and we can sort of break down what makes the most sense for your particular situation. Next, you got to gather the documents. You need a valid passport, obviously. You need proof of income documents. You're going to need bank statements, contracts, invoices. You might need an employment letter. You might need proof of business ownership. You might want to get that apostilled as well. Again, you'll need private health insurance. You'll need that criminal background check, apostilled and translated. And of course, you'll have to complete the visa application form. Okay, you'll submit your application, and depending on where you apply, This might involve an online portal, mailing documents, or attending an in-person appointment. And then you're going to wait for approval. The processing time can take 1 to 3 months, so plan accordingly. It depends on what country you're applying from, and it depends if you're in Spain or not. Depending on, the waiting time in Spain is going to be very different than the waiting time in, say, Mexico, which might be different than the waiting time in Canada. And by the way, the consulates might have slightly different requirements as well. They might have different approval ratings, okay? So doing it in Canada versus Mexico versus somewhere else could be part of the strategy as well. Anywhere you have a residency, right? If you're the type of person that probably follows My Latin Life, you might already have residency in multiple countries. You might have Mexico residency, Paraguay residency, obviously US or Canadian citizenship. You might have a couple different options in terms of where you want to apply for this visa in addition to applying from Spain. So we can help you kind of navigate what makes the most sense for you. Okay, so then what happens after approval? So once approved, you'll receive a visa that allows you to live in Spain for 12 months. You can also bring family members, like a spouse or dependent children, under a family reunification process. Then, after the first year, you can renew your visa for up to 5 years and even use this as a pathway to permanent residency, which is pretty huge, okay? So don't just think of it as 12 months. Actually, a lot of the benefit of this is the long-term play here in terms of renewing for 2 or 3 or 5 years. The renewal process is changing a little bit, by the way, right now. And then using it as a pathway to permanent residency and maybe even a pathway to citizenship in Spain. Okay, now let's talk about the benefits of the Spain Digital Nomad Visa, which we were already kind of alluding to a second ago. Why is this visa so exciting? Well, here's what you'll get. One is low tax rates. You might be surprised talking about Spain, but you may qualify for the Beckham Law, as it's called. The Beckham Law probably deserves its own video, but long story short, it caps income tax at 24% for earnings up to 600,000 euros annually. Now I know 24% might seem high to some people, but if you're coming from, say, Canada or the UK or certain other angry high tax countries, 24% could actually be a huge improvement. I mean, it's a lot better than paying 50% in Canada on 600,000 in income, right? Another one is freedom of movement in the Schengen, another benefit. So you'll be able to travel freely across Europe's Schengen zone while based in Spain. You know, you're actually kind of unlocking the entire European Union, not just Spain, with this visa. And then another huge benefit is obviously the incredible lifestyle. Kind of goes without saying, Spain is possibly the #1 best lifestyle country in the entire world. So whether you prefer coastal towns, beach cities, or inland cities with culture like Madrid, or peaceful countryside towns, like Spain has something for everyone. Lots of different cultures, different vibes, walkability, right? Low cost of living. The lifestyle in Spain is one of the best in the world, right? Okay, now let's talk about some tips for success, some insider tips. One, learn Spanish, obviously. While you can get by with English in major cities, learning some Spanish will make your experience richer. And by the way, there's a link in the description to our some recommended programs for learning Spanish. Tip number 2, join nomad and expat communities. So on Facebook, WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups. Cities like Valencia and Malaga have a thriving digital nomad community, and you can kind of plug into that, and there's just so many events. There's events almost every night in the big cities, and it's going to be really easy to make friends. Then another tip is really pick the right location. You know, research cities carefully to find one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Maybe check out a few different places on your list, because how it appears on YouTube might be quite different from the reality. And the regional differences in Spain are huge. Like, do you want to be in Barcelona where they're speaking Catalan all the time, or do you want to be somewhere where they're speaking Spanish? And that might help you improve your Spanish. Weather. There's so many considerations. So pick the right location, and kind of related to that, it's pretty hard to get long-term leases in Spain. The rental laws in Spain makes landlords very cautious, because they're cautious about squatters and people stopping paying and this kind of thing. So just know that renting long-term in Spain as an expat, someone without local sourced income, it could be a pain, and that's something that you gotta kind of plan ahead for, okay? So there you have it, your ultimate guide to the Spain Digital Nomad Visa. It's a fantastic opportunity to embrace the Mediterranean lifestyle while working remotely. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on visas, expat life, and global mobility. Let me know in the comments if you are planning to apply, or you've already applied for your Spain Digital Nomad Visa. If you've successfully been accepted, we'd love to, hear your story, read about your story in the comments. And if you want to apply, if you think this visa might be good for you and your family situation, book a call with My Latin Life. There'll be a link in the description. We can get you going on this visa, and we can also look at your holistic situation and do some internationalization planning about, what residencies, what passports do you have, lowering your taxes, and all that good stuff. Cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.